Hi, my name is Shakira Akabusi and I'm collaborating with the NACWG on the hashtag Generation Equal campaign. And my question is motherhood an identity thief? So can you still be a good mum and retain elements of who you were pre-parenthood? I first became a mum 6 years ago. I have 4 children now, and I've certainly felt over the last 6 years that some people have a really strong opinion about what mum is. So people will say to me things like, "You're too young to be a mum," or "You don't look like a mum," or "How can you do that and still be a mum?" And I'm thinking, what are you thinking a mum is? What is this strong stereotype, this label that you have in your head about what mum is? Certainly during my first pregnancy as well, people love to tell me of all the things I'd never do again. So as a mum, they would say, "You'll never sleep again, you'll never have time for yourself, you'll never have time to exercise, you'll never be body confident, you'll never want to wear a bikini." And as someone who's always enjoyed being active, I almost felt as though people were telling me I couldn't be myself and be a good mother. And that caused me a great deal of anxiety actually during my pregnancy. For me, exercise is a big part of who I am, and not just the physiological benefits of exercise, but also the massive impact it would have on my mental health, that mental boost, by having a break away from a situation that I was maybe finding stressful during parenting. So we're talking about Generation Equal, and we are that generation, I think, that are opening up the discussion around mental health, where people are feeling confident and comfortable enough to be able to discuss their mental health. However, the area of maternal mental health is still relatively unexplored. So we know a fair amount about postnatal depression, but there are other conditions like postnatal psychosis, postnatal anxiety that I suffered from, postnatal OCD. At my absolute worst, my postnatal OCD was all-consuming. It was completely unmanageable. I remember I was working in Liverpool Street, and it was a 7-minute walk from my work to the train station. And that 7-minute walk took me 3 hours because of all the tapping and counting I felt I needed to do. And I think a large part of that comes from everyone putting their stereotyped ideas of what they think you need to be doing as a mother, and never wanting to disappoint everyone, feeling you need to have it all. I think what's so important is that we allow women to create a motherhood journey for themselves, free of judgments. And these judgments can be found throughout motherhood in so many different areas. And just another example is breastfeeding. I've breastfed all of my children by choice. However, with my first, I was absolutely unprepared for the demand of breastfeeding. I was completely unprepared for it. And I really struggled mentally to keep up with it. And I remember talking to mental health professionals, talking to medical professionals, friends, family members, and all the response I was getting, I almost felt bullied into breastfeeding. And again, we need to be able to, yes, understand the incredible health benefits of breastfeeding. As a health professional, I completely understand that. But I think we also need to understand that a mother's mental health is important, and if something is negatively impacting her mental health, it doesn't just impact the mother, it has a ripple effect through to the family. And understanding that it's not a one-size-fits-all. Breastfeeding might be absolutely brilliant for one mother, and it might just not be the right thing for another woman. So freeing women of these stereotypes and these judgments. A recent study was released that suggests that 90% of first-time mums, 90% of first-time mums feel a pressure to be perfect based on images that they're seeing online. As someone who works online, I think it can be an incredibly positive industry, but I do think that we need to be aware that if we're working online, we're not just showing this perfect ideal of motherhood, that we're also showing the reality of it. I think that these stereotypes that some people have about what they expect motherhood to be can be really damaging, and in lots of different ways. So some women are stereotyped as a working mum. "Oh, well, she's a working mum. You can't work and be a good mother." And other women are stereotyped as just a mum. "Oh, you're just a mum. You don't know what it really is like to work hard and then rush home and try to be a mum. You're just a mum." And neither of those stereotypes are accurate or correct. So the question remains, can you be a mum and still retain elements of who you were pre-parenthood? In my opinion, and there's no judgment here, yes, absolutely you can. I think what's of the utmost importance is that we understand that motherhood is not a one-size-fits-all. It looks different to everyone. So I absolutely am passionate about maintaining a healthy lifestyle as a mum, and that is something that I'm really passionate about, not just for me, but also I hope to inspire the younger generations and my children to be healthy and active themselves. But whatever your outlet is, whether it's business, personal life, exercise, sporting goals, you know, women should be able to maintain goals. I think as mothers, women should understand they are just as powerful, confident, sexy, strong as they were before parenthood as they are as mothers. And we should be supporting that women can have their own parenting journey. Can you be a good mother and still be yourself? Yes, absolutely. Is motherhood an identity thief? Not necessarily. I think if women want to throw themselves into motherhood, then absolutely do that with everything that you've got. If there's other passions that you have, do that, safe in the knowledge that you can still be an absolutely fantastic mother. So can you be yourself and be a good mum? Yes, absolutely. How do we do that? By empowering women to create a motherhood journey that works for them, shattering the stereotypes, free from judgment.